Doc, I'm gonna make another video. You gotta get off there. Come on, get out. Alright, now we got him out of the way. We're gonna take a look at this and I'm gonna show you the plasma core attachment. And this is where my torch goes. Let's take a look inside here. You can see I got my hose coiled up. And this is very important to have this attachment right here so you can cut the hose anytime you want on this side of it and always have the hose all the way down to the bottom because it's permanently connected. I'm going to show you how to put the water in it. Here's some of my connections. You can make a two-way connection down here and actually have ports coming off the side like this if you want. I didn't do that with this model. I do that with the other ones. Right here's the water outlet. You can open this up. This is for when you run the pulsar and you have this glass on the top here. We'll put this back together here. Here, I'll turn it on. See, here's the light source. What's cool about this, you can unplug the light when you want to. Plug it back together. Let's see if I can plug it back together. There we go. Lights down at the bottom. Okay. Put this back at the top. And there's plenty of room in here. This is 3-inch. Everything fits in there real nicely. If you take a look, here's my single valve, and it's important to have a valve like this. Okay, the little simple ball valves that you see, they're not going to help you. You know, the ball valves work really good on small stuff. A valve like this, where you turn it, but when it gets to bigger stuff, you got to have a close-off valve like this. So you terminate the gas in one lick of the valve here. It's very important. And whether you have a flash arrestor or not, that's completely up to you. I normally don't have one with this. I don't need it. I use it sometimes, but I don't need it because of the way my reactor works, and I like to keep it from restricting any of the gas. It restricts a little bit of the gas. It's kind of like a diode. You know, it takes a little voltage, takes a little gas, slows it down. If you take a look here, some of my parts, there's the water. I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing up. I'll go ahead and fill it. Get the freaking cat hair out of there. Alright. Alright. The reason I do this keeps the heat off of the torch. And I have another part that fits in here that's metal and has a square cut out, and then you can have it as a little stove. I actually cook on here. You can deep fry and cook. You can boil water. It's really cool. That's why it's built like this. This is 4-inch on the bottom, and you can see it's been permanently sealed all the way around. So right here, this is the hose that I use. It's the only size you'll need. There's my one-way valve. My flash arrestor material is inside here. Not much, just a little bit. Slow it down, keep it quiet. So you can hook the dome onto this. This is also the pulsar, the stove. It's your electrical reactor. Let me take the top off here. See, and it holds this water. And all you have to do is fill it with distilled water. This is easy to build. So you can take this right out of here if you want and have the flame hanging off the side. I've done that a couple times. You can use it that way. This is how you let the water out of it when the pulsar is running. Because as you run a limelight, you're producing water inside the globe. So what you got to do here is open this valve. And this will allow the water to drip out as it's produced by the limelight reactor. So that's how you let the water out of the pulsar. Remember, this thing's like an octopus. You can do just about anything with it. I can clip this off right here and hook up just about anything I wanted. You see the light that's down there is completely waterproof. It's connected in the back here. changes colors if you want it to. And there's the connection. You can disconnect it like this, or you can disconnect it like this. They're permanent underwater connections. The tips that I'm using on that wand are right here. I'm using MIG welder's tips, and I'm using the smallest one. It's 023 and 030. Be careful not to use one that's too big. You'll get a flashback every time. So if you take a look here at the plasma core attachment, this is like an octopus, see? You can take the water out of it and you can hook right up to here. This is how it's normally hooked up inside there, and you can see the bronze wool that I used to slow the flashback down. That's very important. That gives you a very smooth flame. You don't want to use too much of it, and you don't want to tighten it down too hard. You can see my torch here. I've ended up having to take it apart because it's been a few months now, and this stuff starts to change colors because the water vapor that comes through with the gas kind of turns this stuff a little rusty over a few months' time. So it's good to get some new stuff in there that looks real good. You can make a flash arrestor just like the one I showed you in my other videos. This is a professional grade one, but let's just say you wanted to make one at home, a small one. You could easily do that with these brass parts. A little bit of this bronze wool right here. This is what I use. See? And this will slow down and catch those flashbacks. Once you get good at using it, you just cut it with the scissors. But here, I'm going to clean this wand and put it back together, and I'll show you. And you can see how I line this stuff up in there. You just roll it up like that. That's inside the entire wand. That wand's not hollow. You know, it's not like that. It's going to have this stuff inside there. So here's my personal wand. You need a lever for heavy duty stuff. You got to have a single valve like that. That's how you cut off those flashbacks immediately. That's the only way to work with HHO. A ball valve like this is great for small stuff, but that's as far as that's going to get you. It's not going to cut it off every time. You'll get flashbacks that will end up going back to your bubbler. So this is my personal torch here. If you look here, I have many different heads I can put on it. I can change the flame, many sizes, many distances. Makes it real skinny, some of them, and some of them make it short and fat. I use these T's so I can send gas to here, I can send gas to the pulsar, I can run the light, the flame, and everything all at one time using connections like that. Let me clean this thing on the wheel and I'll put it back together and I'll show you what it looks like. Hold on a second. Alright, so I've got everything put back together now. See, I took this in there and put it on my wheel and cleaned it up really good. I have an abrasion wheel. It's right next to the grinder. And that takes off all that thread tape and stuff that you see on there and makes it look real nice. Okay, so I've replaced it. I've removed all the old stuff that was in there and replaced it with new. With all new. So you got to use good thread tape and some magic lube, and you can get it put back together just like that. And there's my little wand I put back together. So you can see the MIG welder's tip on the front, bronze wool all the way through. Let's try it out. There you have it. There's the torch I just put together. See, if you put a crystal up to this, let me show you what a crystal, it just explodes. Pieces of crystal fly off everywhere. See, now things are really getting good. Those molecules in there are speeding up. Remember, I told you heat is just a measurement of how fast the molecules are moving. And if you look at the bottom of my reactor here, I've shut down. So you can see I'm 112. This sucker's getting hot. If you look at the top here, see the heat rises to the top. See, it's hotter as I go up. Convection current. So here's another really great thing about this. If you check it out here, see I've got this hose hooked up and I have the little piece here on the end. Go ahead and light it. You have control of it like this. Okay, so it's in my hand now. So the power of the sun in your hand. This has a very, very fine flame. And if you notice that it doesn't have any radiant heat. Look how close I can get my finger. Even though it's thousands of degrees. So I'm almost touching it. Yeah, and it won't burn me. You see that? Yet it melts rocks. Wow, wow. Think about that. Yeah, some rocks explode and chip off. Look. So at about 600 watts with this reactor right here, I can cut right through this steel, no problem. Let's take a look at my kilowatt here. Pulling about 5 amps, 620 watts. A flame twice that size and you can live off that thing. Trust me. So I hope this video helps you understand how the attachment works here, how my wand is set up. It's very simple. This valve's very important. There's nothing to it.